Hey everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today we're going on a super cool adventure to one of the most amazing places on Earth, Yellowstone National Park. But we're not just going to look at the geysers and hot springs. We're going to use special eyes in the sky, satellites, to uncover a mystery. Have you ever heard about the giant red lines that sometimes appear over Yellowstone on satellite maps? What are they? And what do they tell us about the supervolcano sleeping beneath our feet? Let's find out. So, imagine you're an astronaut looking down at Yellowstone from space. You're using a special camera, one that doesn't just see what our eyes see. This camera uses something called radar. Think of it like a bat sonar. The satellite sends a little signal down to the ground, it bounces back, and the satellite catches it. By measuring exactly how long it takes for the signal to return, scientists can create incredibly detailed maps of the Earth's surface. We're talking so detailed they can see if the ground has moved up or down by just a tiny bit, like the width of your fingernail. Now, this is where it gets interesting. When scientists compare these satellite radar maps of Yellowstone taken at different times, say a few months or a year apart, they sometimes see these long, straight, colorful lines stretching for miles across the park. They often look red or a rainbow of colors on the maps. At first you might think, whoa, did the ground crack open? It's a natural thought, especially since we know Yellowstone is a massive volcano, but the answer is actually something a little less dramatic, but way more fascinating. These lines aren't cracks in the earth. They're actually a kind of visual glitch, but a very useful one. It happens because of changes in the atmosphere. Remember how the satellite signal has to travel from space down through the air to the ground and back up again? Well, the air isn't always the same. Sometimes it's more humid. Sometimes the pressure changes, and these tiny changes in the atmosphere can slightly speed up or slow down the radar signal. Imagine you're timing a friend running a race. If a sudden gust of wind pushes them forward, they'll finish a little faster. If they have to run through a patch of thick, humid air, they might be a tiny bit slower. The satellite signal is like that runner. The weather in the atmosphere affects its travel time. When scientists compare two images taken under different atmospheric conditions, these differences create those straight, colorful lines on the map. It's like a digital fingerprint of the weather in the sky on those specific days. So those big red lines aren't a sign the volcano is about to erupt. Phew. Okay, so if the lines are just atmospheric effects, what are scientists looking for? This is the really cool part. They are looking for the ground itself moving. Yellowstone is alive. Deep beneath the park, there's a huge chamber of magma, which is hot, molten rock. This magma is always moving around, and the hot water and gases it releases are constantly pushing up on the ground from below. This makes the whole Yellowstone area gently breathe. It rises and falls over time. Scientists use that same satellite radar technology, which is called InSAR, to measure this breathing. They know how to spot the atmospheric glitches, those straight lines we talked about, so they can digitally wipe them away from the image. What's left behind is the real movement of the ground. Instead of straight lines, they see big, broad circular patterns of color. If they see a bullseye pattern of reds and oranges, it might mean the ground in that area has bulged upwards. If they see a pattern of blues and greens, it might mean the ground has sunk down a little. Over the years, they've seen parts of the Yellowstone caldera, that's the giant bowl-shaped crater from an ancient eruption, rise by several inches, and then later sink back down. This is totally normal. It's usually caused by hot water and gas moving around in the plumbing system deep underground, not by new magma rushing towards the surface. It's like a waterbed. If you push down on one side, another side might bulge up. The same thing happens with the ground at Yellowstone. Tracking this breathing is the most important job for scientists monitoring the volcano. It gives them a health checkup of the whole system. So why is this so important? Because it helps us understand what's normal for Yellowstone. This supervolcano has its own rhythm, its own heartbeat. By watching it for years and years with satellites, scientists learn to recognize its regular ups and downs. If something different were to happen, like the ground rising much faster than ever before, or in a new location, that would be a sign for them to pay extra close attention. It would be like your doctor noticing your heartbeat is suddenly way too fast. It doesn't automatically mean there's a big problem, but it's a signal to do more tests. In Yellowstone, those more tests would involve sending teams to place more GPS sensors on the ground, checking for changes in the gases coming out of the geysers, and monitoring for small earthquakes. Satellites are the first line of defense. They give us the big picture 24/7 without anyone even needing to be there. They are our silent guardians watching over the sleeping giant. They help us separate the spooky-looking atmospheric lines from the real, subtle movements of the land. It's amazing to think about, isn't it? A satellite orbiting hundreds of miles above our heads can tell us that the ground beneath our feet in Yellowstone has moved by just a few millimeters. And by understanding everything, from weird red lines caused by weather to the gentle breathing of the caldera, scientists can keep us safe and help us learn more about the incredible forces that shape our planet. Yellowstone isn't just a park, it's a living, breathing laboratory, and satellites give us the best seats in the house to watch its secrets unfold. So, next time you see a satellite image of Earth with strange colors and lines, don't panic. You'll know that scientists are like detectives, using these clues to piece together a story. And the story of Yellowstone is one of constant, gentle movement, not of imminent danger. It's a reminder that our planet is incredibly active and dynamic, and thanks to amazing technology, we can understand it better than ever before. Thanks so much for joining me on this satellite journey to Yellowstone. I hope you learned something cool today. If you enjoyed this video and want to explore more scientific mysteries with me, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next adventure. See you next time.